In this episode, I travel all the way to Carson City, Nevada. I learn about broken coins, error coins, gold nuggets, and I even get a hold a $100,000 gold bar in my hand. Then I check out the original Carson City Mint and learn if my Morgan dollar could have been minted on this exact machine. This is Coinshops of America. Buy your gold and silver online from SD Bullion. New customers get gold or silver at spot by visiting sdbullion.com/new. All right, here I am at Northern Nevada Coin in Carson City, and I'm gonna go talk to Alan. Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Silver Dragons.
Good to see you again, Alan.
Good to see you as well.
And we got some cool coins to look at.
That's right. You came here, you're going to see some coins that we have on display and some coins that we don't have on display as well. We're going to kind of break out a few things and let you have a look.
Now, one of the most famous coins at the shop is the broken dollar, right?
That's right. We actually used to have our website and called it thebrokencc.com, based after this silver dollar. So it's one of the unique pieces that were made where the silver planchet broke in half in the minting process. So there's only a few of these known in the world, and fortunately we own quite a few of them.
So how much is a coin like that worth?
Well, that's something we don't necessarily disclose because value is subjective, and it's really so specialized that you're just not going to be able to price it per se.
Yeah, well, it is a very beautiful piece, and I love how they slabbed it side by side like that.
Yeah, we had that done last year or the year before. Just we got them both in a side-by-side holder.
And it looks like you have a bunch of other broken coins as well.
We do. We actually have another Carson City dollar that was broken, not quite in half, and this is back from 1880.
Wow.
But the same thing, an imperfection in the metal as it was broken.
So it was kind of just too brittle when they minted it.
That's right. Actually, when a few years back, Ken Hopple was running the #1 press over there, and he was striking silver rounds, medallions that were 1 ounces in size, and he had one strike, and it broke right there on the press. It shot off in 2 different directions.
Looks like you have a gold coin that was broken as well.
We do. This is a gold dollar, same concept, same thing. This one actually saw a little bit of circulation, so it was probably still attached together when it circulated, and it probably broke afterwards. When I say that, a lot of times they'll be hinged and just barely have a little bit of that hinge still stuck together.
And probably one thing we should mention is it's not wise to go around breaking your coins on purpose. These were all on accident, right?
Well, that's right. And these were all done as mint errors. I mean, there's theories of using liquid nitrogen, things like that, but I've never seen one actually break or being done that way.
Yeah, this is quite an incredible collection. I've actually never seen a broken coin before, but now I can say I've seen, well, 6 of them.
That's for sure. Moving on, we also have some errors here. These are not for sale, but since you're here, we're going to show them off. We display our errors in a front showcase here, so people that are into coins and like to collect them, they can actually view them here. Most of them are on display, not all of them. So in here we have an 1870 Carson City dollar. This one's broad struck. Not only is it Carson City, but it's also first year Carson City. And in my recollection, I don't think I've ever seen another error on a seated dollar.
So what does the term broad struck mean?
So broad struck means that the collar itself didn't come up and actually hold the coin in. The design slid off just slightly. If you look down here, you can see that the rim is off. It's like almost an off center, but it doesn't go into the design up top. So that is termed broad struck rather than off center. Now, if you want to go to off center, here's an 1891 Carson City dollar where the planche was actually slid through the collar and didn't make it all the way in. You'll see that this is into the design. So that reached the off-center strike status.
So when they minted a coin like that, usually they would go back and remelt it, but some of them slipped through?
Absolutely. Quality control, if they saw something like that, back in the melting pot. Because when they were making coins, they would take strips of metal, punch out the planchets. Well, all those leftover strips, they were remelting those already anyway. If you had a coin that was struck off center, broken, anything like that, grease in the dies, they would just throw those right back in the melting pot and redo them. So quality control was a big thing for them. And then lastly, we also have a Carson City gold coin here. This one is a partial collar strike. So it's not quite the same as a broad strike. Partial collar means is that if you look at the very edge of the coin, it actually has what they call like a railroad rim. The reeds do not go all the way to the edge because the collar did not come all the way up as it was struck. So the top of that coin bled over the outside of the reeds.
That's fascinating. And these ones are not for sale, right?
No, these are not for sale. This is something that we personally collect, Carson City error coins. So I have quite a few other errors in my personal collection, but this is our specialty.
Can we see some that are for sale?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so next, what we have is we have an 1870 Carson City silver dollar. So this was the first year that Carson City struck silver dollars, and this is the seated dollar design. This coin is an uncirculated. It's still in great shape. It has a little coloration to it, but most of the stuff that was saved back then was not saved in bag quantities. So if you want to get an uncirculated coin, it had to have been saved in a cabinet or in an envelope, something like that.
I don't mind the toning.
No, the toning actually shows a lot of originality. This is a beautiful coin, and there's only a handful of 1870s known and uncirculated. So when you compare that to like an 1889 CC dollar where there's hundreds of them known, this is actually a great value. Next, we have a coin that probably sat in one of the mint sewn bags forever. It's an 1881 CC. This coin's an MS67, so it's in a gem condition, or superb gem, but it also has that original bag toning.
Yeah, almost like a rainbow.
That's right. Next, what I did is I brought out an 1889 Carson City dollar. So this is the king of the Carson Cities, probably the most famous. They made 350,000 of these, but they weren't saved in bag quantities. So finding uncirculated, there's only a few hundred of them known. It's one of the keys. This coin is a little over $40,000.
Dang.
Yep. So you can tell that it's definitely a sought-after coin. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go to 1870 Carson Cities, but we're going to go to the $5 gold coins.
Well, we got 3 of them.
And here at Northern Nevada Coin, we like to specialize in Carson City coins, so you've got choices here. We've got the low-grade Fine 15, we've got a VF30 with a CAC sticker, and we also have an AU53, which is getting up there in the upper echelons of what is known in these coins. Depends on your collecting level, but being first year, that's quite an accomplishment because there's not a lot of those known. Now we can kind of do the same thing and transition into the 10s. Here again, we have 3 1870 Carson City 10s to choose from. The grades on these are a little bit more closely knit. Most of these coins are known around the XF range. We have one here in the center in a VF25 condition. We have an XF40 NGC. And we also have a PCGS XF45. But these coins are tough to find in AU, and surprisingly, they're tougher to find in lower grades as well. Most of them just tended to be used a little bit and then saved.
So if you want to get a $5, $10, or perhaps we're going to see a $20 next?
Well, unfortunately, the 1870 CC20 that we had in stock recently sold about a month ago.
Oh, no.
We don't have an 1870 CC here to show you at this point, but we do get them occasionally. And when I say occasionally, we've had as many as 3 in the store at one time, but very often it's a year or two between coins. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 a year. So it just depends on what becomes available in the market and at what price ranges. But we do have the second rarest one, which was the 1871 CC20 in an AU53 condition. There's only a couple of these known and uncirculated, so it's still a very rare coin, very desirable and hard to find. We have an 1875 in MS63, so this is getting up there. There's only a few coins, and I just say a very few, that achieve the MS64 grade. We've handled several of the MS64s, some of them being tied with the finest knowns. I don't think there's not a gem CC20 out there, so nothing has achieved MS65.
Wow.
Then we also have an 1891 in MS61. 1891 was a very common year for the 5s and the 10s. Both those years were the very most common for CC gold. But in the 20, they only made 5,000 coins. They made lots of 5s and 10s, but they didn't make very many 20s. So the 1891 CC20 is actually a fairly rare coin. That's a great coin to collect. And then just for posthumous sake, we also brought out the last year of the mint, 1893 Carson City 20 and MS62.
It's actually a 62 plus.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about the plus part.
Slightly better.
Yep. So here again, you don't see a lot of coins that achieve the 3 level or, almost nothing in the 4 level at all throughout the entire series. So getting an uncirculated Carson City 20 is an achievement.
Well, and these coins are over 130 years old, so it's really impressive to see them in that high of detail, that high of quality.
That's right. And most of the coins made in the Carson City Mint were made for circulation. They were made for this area. Only the Morgan dollars are made in such large quantities that they actually sat in the Treasury Department. So, other than the silver dollars, you don't see a lot of Carson City coins in high quantities and uncirculated.
These are some really cool coins. Do you guys have any bullion we could look at?
Absolutely. I'll take you back over here. We've got something to show you. Well, here at Northern Nevada Coin, we have lots of bullion to choose from, but we don't always have the larger pieces. So we've got a kilo bar of gold, and then we also have a 1,000-ounce bar of silver here. And it's actually 1,050 ounces.
They poured it a little bit heavy.
They did. Most bars are not exactly 1,000. You'll see them anywhere from 975 to about 1,080.
So which one of these two would you prefer if you had to pick one to take home yourself, Alan?
Well, ironically, the 1,000-ounce bar, this one's from the assay office in New York City, so it's kind of a rare bar. It sold at auction probably about 10, 15 years ago for about $48,000. So I keep this one in the back. It's not just silver for silver, but it's not a huge premium over silver at this point either.
That is a pretty sweet bar. And the kilo gold bar, I mean, with the price of gold going up, how much is something like this worth?
Well, it's a little over $100,000 today.
$100,000 for that bar?
About $110,000 worth of gold in there.
Wow, look at that. Well, I came all the way to Carson City and I got $100,000 worth of gold in my hand. That's pretty fantastic. And it looks like we got some nuggets here as well.
Well, that's right. With the price of gold being up, we're seeing a lot of things that coming out of the woodwork, and recently we had a group of nuggets come out as well. So all these nuggets are natural nuggets. They're beautiful. It's hard to find nuggets over an ounce, so they are a rare item.
So what carat would you expect a nugget to be?
Well, that really depends on the region that it was mined. If you get into the California nuggets, they're generally 80 to 85% pure. Alaskan nuggets run in the high 90s, mid 90s, and Australian nuggets actually run in the highest of them all. They run in the high 90s.
So maybe 20 to 22 carat, somewhere in there.
That's right. That's about right, for sure.
Yeah, these are super cool. And you know, while I'm here in Carson City, I know there is a mint in Carson City, or there used to be, right?
Well, that's right. It's now the Nevada State Museum and has been since, 1941. So it's right across the street. They minted coins there from 1870 to 1893. So let's go get a tour of the mint, and actually I've secured us access into the vault itself so that we can film some of the more expensive coins up close.
All right, let's go check it out.
All right.
So right here is Northern Nevada Coin, and across the road we have the mint. So this is where they made all of the coins with the CC mint mark.
Absolutely. 1870 to 1893, all the coins were made in here. They actually have press number 1 inside, which made every coin through 1874, because it wasn't until 1875 that they actually brought another mint in, or another press.
Wow, so here it is. This is gonna be fun to go check out. Here are some of the canceled dies. So I guess when you're done with them, you put the X in the die. That's pretty sweet. And I think the mint is actually still doing that today from what I've seen. Look at that, unbelievable. And here is the crown jewel of the tour. This is the coin press number 1. So this was the first one they had here at the mint?
That's right. This press struck every coin from 1870 to 1874 and 1875. They finally brought in other presses, but this one struck every coin prior to that.
Wow, look at that. Now, do you know if the machine still works?
Yes, and they're actually going to be running it on the days of operation of the coin show. So August 15th and 16th, they'll be pressing medallions here. So you can purchase a blank inside the gift shop, come here, and actually have it pressed right here on the press that day.
Wow, that would be a lot of fun. Give you guys another angle here of the press, and it's got this big wheel on it.
Yeah, look at the flywheel. That's what really generates all the pressure for striking those dies.
It's kind of amazing. The machine I thought would have been a lot bigger, but I guess this is enough. So here is a collection of all the coins that were minted here, with a few exceptions, right, Alan?
The only coins that are not existent here are the No Arrows dime and the No Arrows quarter. The No Arrows dime, there's one known, it's unique, and the No Arrows quarters, there's about 5 or 6 known.
But other than that, every single coin that was made here, they have an example.
That's right. The 1870-20 is probably the largest and most expensive coin in there.
You got those coins?
Yeah, we're gonna go clean
I'll
them up
take
a little
10
bit.
of them.
There it is, 1870. So that coin right there, Alan, is worth about $500,000, huh?
That's right. Yep.
Wow, that's incredible.
And then ironically, in this whole display, this coin here is worth about $500,000 as well. That's the 76 20-cent piece. They made 10,000, but they never really released them. They melted most everything, so there's only about a dozen of those known.
All right, so I did bring 1 CC Morgan dollar here, and we will check the date. It is in 1883. What do you think the chances are that my coin was minted on this machine here?
Well, press number 1 was in operation from the very beginning and struck all the way through 1893, and it was the only press here through 1874. So we know in 1875 they brought in other presses, but this was the big press. There was a smaller press and a medium-sized press. The smaller sized press, we learned, did not press any silver dollar sized coins. So it has a better than 50% chance, because I'm sure this was the workhorse between the medium and the large presses.
Well, there you have it. Over a 50% chance that my CC Morgan dollar was actually minted on this machine right here. That is incredible.
Well, here we are at the Carson City Museum, and this is the breezeway between the original mint building and now the gift shop and the exemplary building that's on the mint. So they built this breezeway a few years back, and this year, this is where the coin show is going to be held, August 15th and 16th from 8:30 in the morning till 4:30 in the afternoon. And we're going to have 11 or 12 different dealers in here set up. Each is going to have an 8-foot table, so we're going to have lots of guys from around the West here displaying wares. There will be a lot of Carson City coins here, coins that were made right here in this building. So you can come to Carson City, you can buy a coin that was made here in Carson City, and just have a great piece of history here.
Well, hey, thank you so much for the time, Alan.
Wonderful. Thank you as well, Silver Dragons.
All right, that was the first episode in the Coin Shops of America series. I had a lot of fun going to Carson City and learning that my Morgan dollar may have been minted on that #1 press. But if you enjoyed the video, definitely smash that thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. Are there any other coin shops in America you want to see me go to? Ones with cool coins, cool history. I love learning about new things, seeing different little pieces of history. Coins are so fascinating because they tell a story about how our nation began and also where it's going now. Let's get that coin back in its home there. So again, if you know anyone who owns a coin shop, or maybe you own a coin shop and you want to be featured on the show, definitely let me know down below in the comment section. These videos are a lot more time consuming than my normal videos I make, so I don't know how many I will be able to put out, but I had a lot of fun doing this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next one. Silver Dragons out.